how's life in Los Angeles?
Yeah, it's a little bit hectic. You know, baby's on lockdown, doesn't leave the house. We like take him on walks and stuff, but that's it.
Oh yeah, well that's probably for the best anyways. Looks like I heard you guys are on full lockdown now, so that means like not going outside at all, or like?
Basically you can go to get groceries, doctors, and that's about it.
Oh yeah.
You're allowed to do exercise outside the house. It's like if you're walking around a park or something, but that's it.
That's cool. You guys are lucky you have alcohol at your grocery store.
Yes, and it's funny, I did a wine run this afternoon.
Me too. I picked up half a dozen bottles at the local distiller, off the local distiller of vodka, just in case.
You might want to.
Yeah, you know.
We have to buy by the case, you know.
It's cheaper that way.
It's no longer. It is. I'm not really stressed about it. It's just going to be a.
It's going to be a hard year. It's going to be a hard year.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, 2 months basically.
Yeah. That's what it looks like. Yeah, I mean, China's starting to chill out a little bit. It looks like you guys are, I think, a little further ahead of us.
We're just starting though too.
Yeah, because you're at what 13,000 cases last time I checked, and we're at about 800. So,
right.
But if you times the population, we're about where you guys were last week, I'd say.
Yeah.
So
you guys, and that's the whole thing is the population. The other thing is we haven't had a lot of abilities to test.
I do know that as of a few days ago, there was 12 cases on the island, and it doubles every 4 days, they're saying. So
yeah,
we're looking at probably 40 to 90 cases confirmed on the island, I bet, by now, if they've done the testing. And who knows beyond that, right? You got 80% of people that don't show symptoms. So 4 out of 5, you can pretty much multiply your cases by your confirmed by like 4 times, 5 times, and that's probably how many people have it. So 250,000 people worldwide confirmed. You're looking at over 1 million people actually have this thing, I think, right now.
Best case scenario, they're saying at minimum in California, 56% of the population.
Yeah. So yeah, I saw that 25 million people, and
that's a lot of people.
Yeah, and then I just grab my phone here and do the calculation, because last time I saw in WHO numbers, they were saying 3.4%. The thing I'm concerned about, though, is when we start running out of medical equipment, that number is going to go up a little bit, I think. Because in Italy, they're prioritizing ventilators to people that are younger, have a better chance of a good outcome. So I could see, and their numbers are looking higher, and I could see, and everybody's like, oh, we don't want to end up like Italy. We don't want to end up like Italy, and Italy's the worst case scenario. But I don't think so. I think Italy's what's going to happen everywhere. And China was, even though everybody said they screwed up, right now they're kind of getting back to normal, and they locked down everything like so hard, more than anyone else has done. So I feel like they're already saying they're not doing enough. Nobody should be going anywhere. Nothing should be going on. Everything should completely shut down. And that's how they were talking about Italy.
Which is what they did in Italy. They're doing that here. I saw today that Italy is still on the rise.
Yeah.
As far as cases go. But you know, I have some friends there that are freaking out. I'm seeing a lot of stuff from them recently, just saying that this whole idea that it's just the old people that are really getting affected is just not true.
Well, it's bullshit. I think that was just to try to not scare people.
With life-threatening illness in our age, you know, especially between 30 and 50.
Yeah.
We just had a guy die here, 34 years old, perfectly healthy.
Yeah, that's scary.
But it's very scary.
Yeah.
Because it takes away that whole thing of just the age and health protection that you think when you are a bit younger. And there's still people in their 40s and 30s that need to be on ventilators in ICU because of it.
Yeah, and I'm guessing right now where you are, there's no such thing as social distancing anymore, apparently, like unless you're shopping for groceries. But
it's even when you're with groceries, man, it sucks to people. It just seems they don't care.
So people aren't giving space, like up and before today.
It's 50% of them. And then the other people are just like, they're just rude, ignorant people that'll walk up right on your back in the line. And, there's no space at all, which can get very frustrating.
Well,
of course, anytime you're in any shop and you see somebody coughing and sneezing all over the place, you're just like, you want to run the other way.
Oh, dude, yeah. Well, the thing is, like, I always knew there were so many people in California, but you, like, when you're not there, you forget. And like, we were just there when we saw you, and like, especially like, we were downtown San Fran for like 4 or 5 days, which is like kind of close to where a lot of the bad stuff's going on. And people are right on top of each other. And it's like, we out here, we don't understand that. I don't think, like, how close people are to one another. We have the luxury to actually be able to social distance, but I'm worried because people here aren't really doing it. And I'm worried we're going to be getting shut down like you guys. And that kind of sucks because we still have some freedoms, but we just need to be more responsible because there is enough space that everyone could go out go to the back roads, go fishing, do stuff, but stay the hell away from other people, and you could kind of have a semblance of a life. But
you guys have so much space.
Yeah. I'm telling you, they really legalized weed at the right time here in Canada. You can order online. They'll still deliver it.
I actually heard they're going to open up some of the weed shops in San Francisco because all that stuff was closed down for the lockdown, but for delivery only. But they're going to open that back up.
I feel like people are going to need pot right now. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. It's important. Yeah. It's almost as important as ventilators right now.
Yeah, exactly. Oh man, it's hectic. It's hectic here. It sucks even going out. We started stocking up over a month ago, just out of a precaution. Kind of had a feeling something was going to go wrong.
Yeah. And, I've been following this since first week of February really actively, a little bit even in January. I heard about it like the first cases in December when I was in California. I was like, oh, that's interesting. But we weren't full on stocking up or anything, but I was just like, we kind of do anyways. We do our trips to port where we get our groceries. So we were lucky that Di had made a big trip maybe 2 weeks ago. And afterwards, I told her maybe 2-3 weeks ago, like, if you go to the grocery store, buy something extra every time you go, like buy a little extra, things you think that would be handy. So that's, I think that's kind of where we're at right now. And just because we're going to see more scarcity on shelves. What do you guys...
do you have that now?
Son, what do you guys have?
As far as...
Food, like when you go to the grocery store, is everything there? Do you have toilet paper?
Yeah, we have it. We didn't hoard it though. I think I bought an extra. I bought 2 instead of.
No, I mean at the grocery store.
Oh no.
Okay, so because you're a week ahead of me, what do you not have in the grocery store? So I know that people here can expect nothing.
Nothing's in the grocery store.
What do you mean nothing?
Chips. So basically, everyone lines up outside the grocery store. They change all their hours now. Our groceries used to be 24 hours, and now it's 8 to 8. First hours for seniors only.
That's the seniors only here from 8 till 9, but yeah.
Yeah, and then there's a lineup that usually goes all the way around the building at each store. First things to go is always the eggs and dairy. The meat guys don't really even open up anymore. So I normally go at 3 because my wife's a vegetarian, and I bought a bunch of steaks and meat.
You don't really want to go when it's busy, I guess, either, really, right?
No, it's the last thing you want to do. It's just I'd rather minimize exposure. I feel like I wear a wear a mask and gloves when I go to the store now.
I've been wearing. I wear gloves at the co-op today. Actually, I wore one glove because I'm rationing them, and I didn't touch anything with my left hand. It was in my pocket. I was just grabbing some bar oil for my chainsaw. I've been going to get firewood and stuff because it's still cold at night right now, and I'm like, I don't want to spend money on hydro that I don't need to. I'll like get a fire going, keep the house warm, because I mean, money's too scarce.
Isn't it funny how when you know you can't touch your face, that your face is always itchy?
Oh yeah. Well, you're always thinking about it, right?
Yeah, exactly.
It's like I get home and I wash my hands, but I also wash my face.
Right.
Because I'm worried that I have probably touched my face and didn't realize it, and it could be just sitting on my face and I don't even know, and then I could then wipe my face again and get it, you know.
Hand sanitizer, toilet paper, first thing is to go. Now we have, two lineups at the store in the morning. It normally goes around the store every morning, 8 a.m., like I was saying. And then the first hour, some of the stores is for seniors only, but and now there's basically rations on everything. So you can only buy 2 packages. One package of toilet paper per family. But all that stuff's gone by 10 a.m.
Yeah. Really,
Empty. Basically, and it's all the canned food's gone. All the time.
Yeah, at the co-op today, I was like, I went in there to grab chain oil, and I'm like, there's way too many people in here. Like, it wasn't packed, but there was like way too many people in there. There's still like a few dozen, and like people are kind of keeping their distance, but like realistically, like I don't understand. Like they need to start lining up and at distance. Like,
yeah, good luck with that. That's a tough one. People just don't care. It seems. Well, down here they don't, but I think you may have better luck up there. People are a bit more conscious, but it's a tough one. So we go later in the day and just
get what's there.
Vegetables. It's funny, all the vegetables are easily there.
Are you gardening? Have you got some seeds? Have you got any seeds? Are you gardening?
We're growing sprouts.
Yeah.
We're growing lettuce, and we're growing green onions.
Nice. Just whatever you can, right?
Yeah, you saw our place. It's not, really ideal for a garden because we're on a cliff.
Yeah, you don't have a lot of space, but I guess you just get whatever you can.
Yeah, everything's on the balcony, so which is fine. What I do is I drive out to some of the grocery stores that are in industrial areas because there's not a large population around them.
Yeah.
And they're normally fully stocked.
So yeah, you just don't want to be downtown in the city where it's just the population is so big that the main stores are just wiped right out.
They're all wiped out. So I don't mind driving.
Is there any runs on the banks or gas or any of that sort of stuff?
Gas cheap. The banks seem to be working as normal.
Are people accepting cash still?
No.
Yeah. So if you don't have a credit card that you can tap.
Well, that's the thing though. Here is your bank debit card works as a credit card as well, right? So
yeah.
It's a bit. I like that system better, honestly, than not being able to do that up in Canada.
It's good. It's good in a way, like for sanitation purposes, but it's really gonna harm the homeless, or people that don't have credit and a credit card, or a bank account. Yeah. But at the same time, I mean, what are we doing here? Like, we're on a precipice of. I mean, these sort of things have happened in the past,
right?
But the circumstances are a lot different right now, just because of our modern technology. I think we can fight it better than ever, but it also is having the ability to spread faster, easier,
way faster. Yeah.
Yeah, and we obviously didn't do enough to try to stop it because it's, I think, in 176 or 7 countries today. I can't remember. I just checked. It's in the 170s, and apparently there's like between 195 and 197 countries in the world, depending on if you recognize Palestine and some other country. I know I'm doing my research on this right now. So It's getting to be global, like completely. Like there won't be anywhere you can go to get away from it. So we're all
the funny
dealing
thing
with
is
it.
they're thinking, oh, it's going to die down in the heat. Well, that can't be possible because half of the world is in summer right now anyway.
Yeah, well, if the heat does anything to do with it, then why the hell did Tom Hanks get it in Australia in the middle of summer?
Hopefully it doesn't go up for shopping at all. We only do one person just so it limits the chance.
Yeah.
You know. But I have so anytime I get in my car, I always douse myself in Purell and then before I do anything.
Yeah, Di's doing up a sanitizer solution right now. She's just pretty much hit every surface that we touch in the house. And then we'll be doing the door handles. We're going to be leaving some hand sanitizer near the door, something we can wash our hands with right by the door when we get home.
Yeah, in your car though too. So as soon as you get in the car, first thing you do before you touch the steering wheel.
Yeah.
You know, because those are things that you touch all the time.
Yeah,
So,
you got to do a cars, Di.
We only have one bottle of sanitizer.
We only got one bottle of sanitizer.
There's
So you're telling me to go stock up on that?
But if you could buy alcohol.
There's none of that.
Well, there's none of that here?
Nope. Well, I'll check again. Maybe
we'll see what happens.
And then anything that comes in the house from the grocery store, we have these spray bottles. It's just straight alcohol. Everything is sprayed now, 100%. Like every bottle of wine, everything of plastic, everything that's wrapped or food-wise gets sprayed. It's fucked up, I know.
Oh man, well yeah, I get it. I was just thinking I'm going to keep on it doing interviews, so I want to do some more of these. Like, yeah, I want this to be. I feel like there's no shows on now, right? So I'm going to be the new. This is going to be the new show.
Try and create, some online media content because it's cool. A lot of musicians are doing free, concerts via Facebook or whatever live platform they choose, but
we're not all musicians though.
Yeah, exactly. But it's a good time to do more media for sure. Yeah,
well, I think, even though I've been talking to people about the news, I've been more trying to talk about how it's affecting them in their day-to-day life. And I think it's really interesting to talk to you where you are right now, because you're kind of where we're going to be. I mean, with more people, I would say where we're going to be in Ukeedaze because we're a smaller community, but essentially if you were in Nanaimo or Victoria, that's what's coming, pretty much.
Yeah. My friends from Italy, they were there just while the government decided to shut down the northern part of Italy. And my friend's father's older, so they had to basically do I don't know if it's called a right of will or whatever it was, but they had to sort out their wills with his folks before everything happened, just in case.
Yeah.
So the fear there is huge, and they're.
Have you lost anyone you know or anybody?
I actually I don't know anybody personally that has it yet. I actually was going to put that out on media just to see. I don't know anybody that has got it.
Yeah.
Not personal friends or even like a Facebook friend, someone that I know just from the computer.
Well, I have a friend that is living in Seattle. He's a skater that my homie Lou. He was living in Tofino for a while. He moved back down there, and we always talk skating. And then he's been talking about it there. And he lost not him, but his coworker lost their mother. And now I came to find out that my good friend, one of his best friends' wife's brother has it. But apparently he's all right. But he was in contact with his mother, and she went shopping around and did a bunch of shit. So who knows how many people get it from that? So yeah, it's gonna spread fast, especially in a tight space.
Yeah, it's crazy.
But at least we can do this, though, right? It's good that we have the technology we have in this crisis because we need it to fight it and just stay sane. Because people are
watch watch your phones.
Yeah, watch your phones. That's a good thought. That's a good point. That's a good point. I should probably watch my phone before this whole crisis, anyways.
Probably. Yeah, but once you get into a method, like I don't know, you'll figure it out as you see how many people are starting to get affected there or not. You know, you guys may sneak by without, because you're so remote.
As long as the roads open, I think we're gonna get cases. I think the First Nations put a roadblock up a couple days ago, and they got shut down by the RCMP within the day. And like honestly, I think as of like tomorrow they should do that. I would be totally for it. I think most people that live here would be for it if they want to do that. I think the RCMP should even do it because it's a small community. We could figure out if it's here. If it's not here, we're better than most places, and we could just keep that road shut and people couldn't come in and out. And like, why wouldn't we want to do that?
Essential services.
I said that to my brother too. You have the junction there. It's kind of like the only way in and out. Why not just screen people there?
Yeah, there's very few places in the world where you have that one road in and out. But yeah, I don't know. But I think people still are thinking that it's gonna be fine, and it's just like a couple of weeks. And I'm like, this is like a few months lockdown.
It is. Anybody that thinks that way should watch some of the videos coming out of Italy because they've been sending a lot of warning videos, and it's a lot worse than everybody thinks. So
yeah, and every country thinks that we'll be better off than them, or we're gonna do better than they are, or China was just blah blah blah. But now it's just like 57 deaths last time I checked in America today. So your guys are getting where they are, but you have more people. So you're gonna be
just getting started.
You guys are gonna be getting 1,000 deaths a day in no time, like in the States.
I think it's gonna be high, definitely.
Yeah, unfortunately. I mean, hopefully it seems like everything's happening super fast, how it spreads. And I don't think there's any way to avoid most people getting it.
I've seen some studies come out about people based on their blood type and who's more likely to get it, which I thought was really interesting. But I think it was like the A's were the most likely.
Yeah.
A, B, and O's were, but the thing was everyone was getting it.
Yeah, it doesn't really. I don't think it really matters. I think it's just. I almost think in some ways, what's better to get it right now, or to get it in 3 months from now when there's no ventilators left at the hospital.
Right.
So
don't get it at all.
Yeah, hopefully. That's the plan, but I'm starting to really not see people much, and it's getting more and more every day.
Yeah, we're the same way. I don't even, like when we have beers with my neighbor, it's carport to carport. It's not even, it's...
Yeah, I've been doing my interviews from the truck today, the ones that I did, and I had the people standing like 2-3 meters back, just enough so I could get the sound. Yeah. And and it sucks, but yeah, you won't be able to touch anyone except for your wife.
Yeah, exactly.
For a long time.
My neighbor's his wife's a nurse, and she's working UCLA, so she was today. So.
Well, I can't imagine. She's gonna probably.
I can't talk to them, it's because she normally does private cases, so she just works with one person.
But she's at the hospital.
Yeah, she is now.
Yeah. It's a real deal.
Yeah, I know. I've read some of the articles about it. We're just gonna have to wait and see.
Yeah.
Stay healthy.
Yeah, and if you get it, don't die.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Well, hopefully we can continue to have some more of these conversations because it's.
I'm sure we will. We're good on our end. You gotta be good on your end.
All right. Yeah, I'll be sending you texts. I'm shutting her down. I think Di's not leaving the house much unless it's for groceries and stuff. I think I'm stocking up on some beer tomorrow, and then that's probably my last liquor store visit. I got booze eventually, and then I'm just going to quit drinking when I run out. I got a few ounces of weed, so I'm good for a while. But I do smoke a lot of weed, but I've been cutting her down a little bit. So we're gonna see how it goes through this crisis.
This is a lung infection, remember that.
I think we might all have to start working out and learning Spanish and.
I'm way ahead of you there. I go to the gym all the time. Now I don't, but.
This is what I'm doing right now. Is I'm just talking to people like you, and I'm putting it together, and that's my job right now. Because if I don't do that, I don't know what I'm gonna do with myself.
You're crazy.
Yeah, probably. But anyway, bro, let's try to talk once in a while because I want to see how things are going in other places too.
I'll try and do a video for you next time we go to the grocery.
Yeah, that'd be sweet.
Yeah, that would be good.
Just because you're in a totally different place than we are, you know? Just even what the road looked like and all that stuff.
Yeah, we're in this together, my friend. Let's try to survive this one. I want to come visit you again.
Yeah.
When they open up the borders again.
I'm gonna take care of them.
2021 is going to be awesome. Okay, bye.
You!
Hey, guys.
It's the apocalypse!
Yeah, we've met up at a social distance from Kevin Ashland. As you see me zooming out, we're really far apart. We're gonna try to get some oysters. We're gonna try to get some oysters and maybe some seaweed and just have a look around, see how some of the wild edibles are progressing because I really want to get on the foraging game soon. Ashland, how's it going? How you coping? How you dealing?
2 thumbs up.
This is Ashland. She's just got her baking red seal. So I think she might end up being the town bread baker, doing door-to-door drop-offs at some point if things get worse.
Got the hookup on the bread.
Yeah, she's my bread hookup. I've been trying to talk to people I know that got skills. I was talking to one of the commercial fishermen today and the local distiller. I got the local baker here. We're all trying to coordinate, figure out how the hell we're gonna make sure we're still fed. What are your plans during this thing, Ashland? Would you have anything that you've been putting aside, like any projects or things you want to try to take care of while you're stuck at home more often?
Make some weed butter. Paint. I have lots of blank canvases I gotta put something on.
Cool. Yeah, me and Dyer are thinking. I'm thinking. I might try to learn Spanish.
That's a good idea.
Yeah, I've always wanted to learn how, and I'm gonna have more time than ever right now. So, at least when they.
I'll finally learn French after 6 years of being.
Hey, I guess you got Kev. He can teach you.
Or 7.
So what's up, Kev? How you doing? How you handling the crisis?
Loving life.
Well,
Can't be any better.
Hey, you got a good attitude at
Those
least.
gorbs out of town. Keep the flu out. We're hanging out in the wilderness.
So you're pro close the highway.
Oh yeah, shut her down.
Yeah, I'm thinking the same thing.
We don't need any more densing of our population.
Yeah, no, that's probably a good idea. What are you planning on doing when you're at home? Do you got anything you want to do? Any books you want to read, or things you want to learn, or things you want to look up on, or?
I'm gonna keep procrastinating on fixing my truck.
Well, there you go. That's something.
I'm a hugger, but not now. But I am too, Chris. I am too. So, but at some point that'll be fine, but not right now. So, but let's say we did that, and I spread a little virus to you. It got into your body, got in through your nose, got in through your mouth, got in through your eyes. It would take the virus a little time to replicate and grow, and so you'd feel fine walking around because you just had a tiny bit of virus, but that virus would grow and grow and grow, and eventually would get big enough and would affect enough of your tissues that you would start having symptoms. That's why it takes a while. We think it typically takes about a week to 10 days for those symptoms to really come on.
And that's why the social isolation is so formidable. Because that lag time means that if you're staying away from other people and keeping social distancing during that time, you really starve off this virus's ability to do that slow replication in others. The idea of what happens over time in a second wave, that is the new paranoia. How does a second wave work? If we're flattening the curve and treating the cases, what's the second wave about?
Yeah, and this is something that a lot of people worry about. This happened at the 1918 pandemic flu. You know, look, it hit America, it hit the world, millions of people died in the spring, and then it sort of faded in the summer, and everybody relaxed, and it was going to be okay, the flu was over. And then in the fall, it came back with a vengeance, and it killed tens of millions of people around the world. So people worry about that with COVID and think that might happen here. We don't know, right? New virus, we don't know. But we worry that we're going to use social isolation, social distancing. We're going to starve the virus. It'll kind of fade. We'll get relaxed. Everybody will go back to normal in the summer. And then it's going to come back in the fall, and it'll come back much worse, and it's going to shut everything down. So I think there's a plan for that. I think we can avoid that. We can get ready for the fall. It's going to take work. I think we can avoid that second wave. But if we do nothing, there's a real risk. Look, we gotta go on war footing, and I hate to use the war analogy, but that's what it is. So imagine that it really does fade out over the summer. Over the summer, we gotta build tests. We gotta make sure we have plenty of tests, so when it comes back in the fall, we can test people. We gotta get our hospitals ready. We gotta make sure our doctors and nurses are ready and protected. We've gotta make sure we have enough hospital beds and ventilators. There is a ton of work ahead of us. Here's the bottom line, Chris. This virus is not going away anytime soon, not until we have a vaccine. And life is not going to go back to normal tomorrow or next week or even next month. We don't have to be on lockdown for the whole time. We can make that better. But if we commit to working together, all of us as a country, we can defeat this thing. But not if we're fighting over what are we calling the virus and who started it. We got to focus now on moving forward and defeating this. This is our common enemy.
So, are we going to have to do this all over again?
Well, it's up to us. If we sit around and don't use the time between now and the fall to really, really get ready, then yeah, we may have to do it all over again, and maybe longer and more painful. It's up to us. Look, the reason we're in lockdown now is we wasted 2 months. Everybody knew this pandemic was coming. We knew for the last 2 months. We did nothing about it. We downplayed it. We're now suffering through the pain of that. If we, after this pain of social distancing, if we then go back to normal and act like nothing's going to happen, then we're going to suffer again. But I think we're going to be smarter the second time around. I think we're going to get ready, and we're going to be much better prepared for round 2.
Dr. John, thank you so much for your perspective on this. I can't wait until the day comes that when I see you, I give you a big hug.
I'm looking forward to it.